That's the dog I'm working with right there. That's Merlin. I do want to go check. I have put Harley in the yard. She's old. She's taking away. But and I want people to sort of show up. So I'm going to give it a second. Now, dogs bark for a lot of reasons. They do. And one of the most, yeah, it can be annoying. Some dogs are more vocal than other dogs. That's just a fact. If you don't respond, they just keep doing it. I don't have a problem with the dog barking, but there's this point where it has to stop. The cadence has to stop. If somebody knocks on the door and the dog's startled, it'll probably bark. But you should be able to say no and the dog stop barking. You have to go over this with the dog. Don't be unrealistic. Like, if people are so stupid, I'm sorry, but if they think that you're going to stop your dog or teach your dog to stop the cadence every time somebody comes to the door, no. You have to set the dog up. You have to go knock on the door, and when the dog starts barking, you have to come in, no, like that. If the dog is e-collar conditioned, even better. I got to make sure my fly's not open. It's not. Even better. You'd say no while using the e-collar on vibrate or, not a real high setting. The rheostat, I want to set this on something. It's under where a human can feel it now. Where if the rheostat was up, like if you move the rheostat, check it, if it goes up real high and you hit it and the dog makes a vocalization, think of it as like, try not to do it, of course, but think of it as like if you step on your dog's foot, is your dog going to hate you? No. Say nothing, move on, get the rheostat down, and that's it. So sometimes you're going to have it unlocked, okay? If you put it in your pocket, you might dial it up. So check and see that the rheostat isn't up. So I digress. You want the dog to stop barking. You know they're going to bark at some point. Some dogs, like I said, are real vocal. Some dogs are less vocal. I only know of one dog that really doesn't bark, and that would be the Basenji. That's, they kind of don't. But, a lot of, listen, there's a few breeds that people say they're more like a cat. They're not. It's a dog, okay? I don't ever think that there's a type of cat that's like a dog. There isn't. It's a cat, okay? So stop thinking that you're going to, it's so stupid. So a lot of dogs are vocal. This is a vocal dog. Tonka's pretty vocal. Billy the Hedgehog, he's pretty vocal. But if they'll shut up, if you tell them no and they shut up, so be it. Now, bark collars can be a problem. I had a bark collar on him, and this is common with dogs, even though you've trained them to turn off an e-collar, that you control, bark collars a lot of times, they try and bark through it. So that's no good, and it'll sort of make it escalate. Now, I haven't tried a bark collar on him in a long time. I might try it again, because a lot of times they, give it a break, put it back on. So we might give it another try, but he's much more quiet than he was. Although, he still makes noise with weird stuff, like water running. And it's not a real, it's just like, Gert! And then he'll stop. And he's always in an up position. This is behavioral. I can only do so much. The owners need to step in where I'm leaving off. Bucket! Get down from there, Dick! It's my cat. Come here, Buck. Okay, so he's better and he's responsive. But he's still, at times, like he's making noise, and I'm like, what's that about? It's like, he knows I'm in the kitchen, and to be sure, he was over there in another room, and I've moved him because he has issues with separation anxiety. So kind of move the dog around, put him in different areas of the house. This way he can see me coming and going. Don't ever, with your dog, don't ever give the dog a salutation. Never. Don't ever do that. You're going to worry the dog. People give their dog separation anxiety. It's always the overly loving dog. I'll be right back. Don't say a damn word. You'd be better off telling the dog, shut up, or saying no as you're walking out the door, because you know where the dog's brain is going. They're hardwired to follow the pack. So you don't want separation anxiety. It encompasses 10 to 15% of all dogs, at least 25% of dogs that are given up. Owners sort of feel like they're held hostage. We've got a dog back there that has it, a new dog, a Vizsla, and not nearly what Merlin was, for sure, but still, like at times, like the Vizsla will sort of do like this whine thing, but the Vizsla, it's nothing compared to him. So you know, he's much better. I can leave, go to a store, and come back, and he's not making a peep. Okay, I could even come in, and he might not be making a peep. Or if he's sleeping, he might get startled and bark once I say shut up. Don't be unrealistic about your dog, but your dog should understand no, and to shut up when you tell it no. No needs to be conditioned in properly. You can't teach your dog to do this. I'm telling you, every time the mailman knocks on the door or your friend knocks on the door, you're not going to be able to train the dog to do it. Although, if you tell your friend to come over and you know what time they're coming over, and you have the friend calls you on the phone, I'm right outside, count to 3, I'm going to knock on the door, you're going to be ready, and you're going to be like, no! It's all timing. You have 1.3 seconds to give your dog positive or negative reinforcement. That's it. If it's 4 seconds, you're still going to tell the dog no with this, shut the fuck up. But the point that I'm trying to make is it's really when the dog is functioning good and the dog is functioning bad. You want to catch them right when they're doing it. Some dogs pick up on this quicker. Listen, dog training is sort of asymmetrical. You get the dog to do one thing, and then they're better at another thing because they're being compliant in this area, they're compliant in this area. But so what you'll do, and I'm going to go over this with the owners. The owners are coming. I'll be knocking on the door. Like I'll say, I'm going to be there in 3 minutes. Get ready. I'm going to knock on the door. They're going to be ready. I'm going to show them how to do it. Like the second day, we're going to go over this. They'll be ready to go for this because this is an issue for the dog. But the dog is a lot better. The dog is very much manageable. He's not being the dick that he was, for sure. So you'd be outside your door, ring the doorbell, the dog's barking, you run back in, no! Like that. If you have an e-collar on, you hit the e-collar while you say no! But the e-collar should be conditioned in while you're doing other stuff at a low level. It's not, if you're using a dog trainer that's just telling you to use this as punishment, right? Which a lot of them do. I'm not going to give anybody advertisement. There's a lot of idiots out there. You know, they'll heat the dog up. Him, actually, I had to use the collar pretty high up to get him to stop doing some stuff. I know that the owner had an e-collar on him at some point. Don't do that. Find a reputable person that knows what they're doing with an e-collar. I only see this with dogs where the owners, like, they're frustrated, they're frantic. They get the e-collar on the dog and they're like, he's not functioning, and they're going way up on the e-collar. So I brought him up high, and now I brought him down. Okay? So when they're real high and they're real frantic and there's no training, man, you be it on high, they're still going to bark and shit. It's not going to be helpful. You're going to make matters worse. I think everybody that gets a puppy should send your dog off to a dog trainer. That's what you should be doing. You shouldn't influence a dog at all. Hand it off to the dog trainer. Let the dog trainer hang out with it for 2 or 3 months and then step in. That's what I think, because we got too many dogs dying. Too many people. Listen, intelligent people screw up with dogs. That's a fact. They do. And if you got a dog that's sort of easy to train, you train it to do stupid shit just as easy as you train it to do good stuff. So watch out. So Let's see how Merlin does. I have dogs over here. They might make noise. I might have to tell them to shut up. Just telling you. One of them starts barking, I'm going to have to go respond. If you don't respond, the dog will just keep doing it. And you got to respond appropriately. Let me knock on the door here. Good! That's a good boy. So, he didn't bark, so he gets good boy. It's not that hard. This isn't that hard. If something's setting a dog off, you got to work with them, but you got to set them up. Okay? Now I'm going to go outside and knock on the door. Okay? If he barks, I'm going to run in and say no. Good. All right, Dickweed. So you got to keep practicing this with the dog. Good boy, Merlin. Good boy, Merlin. You got to keep doing it. If I had a doorbell, I'd be doing it with the doorbell. I don't have a doorbell. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. If the owners have a doorbell, they're going to do this with the doorbell and the knock. You don't know what people are going to do. You have to respond to get the dog quieter. And you have to keep responding. If you're just like, oh, I'm exhausted, I can't do it anymore, right? The dog will just continue doing it. So there's been a lot of days that I walk around with this remote in my hand, and right when Merlin's making noise, bingo, I'm getting him. No. It was early this morning, and I had to come downstairs. He barked, man. I came in here, motherfucker, you better shut the fuck up. He doesn't understand the words. He understands my tone. I need him to quit doing it. It's fucking annoying. You know, what are you doing? You know I'm in the bathroom. Why are you doing that? With that said, another thing that's real important with a dog like this, and all dogs, he's laying down, right? He's laying down in his crate, which he wouldn't do when he first came. And it's very common that dogs that have separation anxiety, they don't lay down in the crate. They're up the whole time panting. When we moved him back in here and I left to work a dog outside or something, Destiny said, he's making noise in the crate, and I gotta go let Harley in. Hang on. He's making noise in the crate and it's like panting and moving. 6, it was expected. Boy, Merlin. See, I left the room. Merlin stayed in the down position. He's relaxed. The separation anxiety dogs aren't relaxed. It's muscle memory with dogs. You have to keep. It's so exhausting. I'm telling you, so exhausting working with these dogs because you have to just keep doing it and keep being consistent. It's really an exhausting job doing it. So, you know that the dog's stressed. You know by you doing this that you're going to help the dog. So I'm like, all right, I'll lose sleep or whatever. But you had to be consistent. I was using a blink camera at first, watching the dog. Oh look, he's up in the crate. I'd even use the microphone on the blink camera. No, down. along with an e-collar. And the e-collar could go from upstairs, because it's a good e-collar, down to the crate. I would correct him. So it's a lot of work. You got to stay on it. So you're talking about stressed out dogs. The dog that thinks that, oh, I have to bark when somebody comes to the door, they're stressed out. That's a stressed out position for the dog. Like a job working in the mailroom, that's stressful. No, it's not stressful. If you're the CEO and you're in charge of the big company, that's probably stressful. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're a dishwasher, no stress, just do the dishes. The more responsibility you have, the more stress you have. And your dog, right? If your dog is functioning like it needs to be territorial or something, stress. Why do you want your dog to be all stressed out? You don't. So shut up. Tell them to shut up. Shut up, dog. And that's the deal, is that they're doing this thing, this cadence. And if you don't get them to shut up, they just keep going. They just keep doing it. Hang on. That's the Vizsla. That's the noise the Vizsla makes, right? And I will bring the Vizsla's collar over here. And if I hear the Vizsla doing it right now, I can't go over there and say, no, what I do. No. Open the door real quick. No. Using the collar. But if I use vibrate, dog quits. So I'd stay away from using tone on an e-collar. It's just don't make it more difficult. And if you want to talk about classical conditioning, operant conditioning, man, you better just keep it simple. Okay? And that's not about just zapping the dog real high up. Okay, but vibrate is going to be more helpful. Why you would be using tone, I'm not really sure. You want some kind of Pavlovian response or something? No, you need the dog to function, and vibrate works pretty good. But don't discount stimulate. I used vibrate the first time. I just used stimulate with the dog. Let's see if the dog's quiet. The Vizsla was a crate. It was a great dog. Now I'm going to go tell the Vizsla to shut its mouth. Okay? And I'll tell you, I bet the Vizsla is standing up in the crate. This dog just got here. The Vizsla will get it. No problem. Not near what Murr was, that's for sure. No doubt. Boy, doubt. Dude, I hope I'm making sense. You want the dog in the down position like Merlin. It's going to take a lot of work. You've got to be consistent. Then you're held hostage by the separation anxiety dog. If you don't put them in a crate, they'll tear your house up. They'll shit on the floor. They're still going to have separation anxiety. So you got to use the crate. That's how they're going to get better. And with something else about the crate that people don't get, it's unbelievable. It seems like you crate train the dog. You have to be around the dog. You just don't put the dog in the crate when you're leaving. Doesn't that make sense? Most of the time a puppy comes here, it's in the crate or I'm training it. In and out of the crate, in and out of the crate, in and out of the crate. So the dog just gets used to me walking around. They don't have separation anxiety leaving here. Well, there he goes to the yard. There he comes back. It'll be my turn soon. People are like, oh, I'm home. I'll just let the dog wander around. I have a friend in California, idiotically, was doing that with this puppy. Yeah, she's going over to the window and barking. What do I do? Why isn't she in a crate? Why, it's 10 weeks old. Why are you letting the dog over in the window, looking out the window? It's a guy that, went to Columbia Film School. Like, common sense goes out the window, just leave. Go, common sense. In and out of the crate, in and out of the crate, in and out of the crate with the puppy. Take him outside, get him to go to the bathroom, train him for 2 minutes back in the crate, let him decompress. Take him outside, get him to go to the bathroom, bring him in, work him for a couple minutes, back in the crate. That's how you do it. If you want a normal dog, you want a dog that's trained, send jail to the dog, okay? And one other thing that, idiotically, people let the puppy just run around the house and shit. Put the leash on the damn dog. As the dog is coming out of the crate, you put a leash on it and bring it to heel. And it always goes that one side, the left-hand side. And you get the dog to heel in no time. You know, it's nonsense. Wait until the dog figures out that it's faster than you and starts fucking with you, and they all will. And it's like, why didn't you use a leash when the dog was 8 weeks old? Now you have a dog that's screwing around, screwing with you, and they're gonna do it. They're all gonna do it. There's a period that dogs go in. There's a bunch of them. They're critical stages in a dog's life. And they all go through them, and it's all predictable. One of them is like between 5.5 months and 8 or 9 months. I call that the teenage months. Watch out. Get control of that dog during that period, or you're going to have issues. You're going to screw up. Let's do it again with the door. I'm going to go outside and knock again. I have the Vizslas and I have the Poodles with me. And if anybody else barks, it would, be mine. I'm going to go back there and tell them I'm pissed. So, hang on. You're a good dog, dude. You know that? Merlin. So you keep going over this shit. Like, say the dog jumps on you. Same thing. You're going to set the dog up. Right? You're going to set the dog up. You're going to invite the dog to jump on you. Right? When it jumps on you, grab its paws, shuck it to the side by saying no. Do it again. The dog might not fall for it on the second time. And on the third time, it's definitely not going to fall for it, or it shouldn't if you did it right. And that's good boy. But the trick is, you have to do it again the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, because you've already set the stage for the dog jumping on you. And if you're letting the dog in the bed, it's going to jump. You let the dog on the furniture, it's still going to jump. So don't even bother wasting your time not to jump. Your friend that comes in, that as soon as your friend comes in, they have to make eye contact with the dog, right? They're encouraging the dog to jump. How do you control the fucked up human? You know that it's a fucked up human. Put the dog away and tell the fucked up human that they're screwing up your training. That's what you do. And that could be friend, or that could be family too. Your in-laws come over. The mother-in-law, she can't keep her shit together, always has to baby talk your dog. Tell her, why are you doing that? That's my dog, and I'm trying to train it. Every time you come over here and excite the dog, and get the dog to like jump up on you, whatever grandma's doing, you're screwing up training. How do you do that? It's tough, right? I dumped somebody that couldn't keep their shit together. I did. I was like, that was the main reason. It's like, you got to be kidding me. How disrespectful. I told you I'm trying to train the dog. Why are you doing that? Why are you training the dog to do stupid shit? How do you deal with the human? They are horrible. They will, and, okay, we're talking about the dog barking, right, when somebody comes over. Even worse is if somebody comes over and your dog isn't trained, and then the asshole friend or whoever it is, oh, hi. Your dog should be trained and should be sitting back from the door. But if your dog's not trained to do that, what do you expect? The only other option you have is to put the dog in the crate. I don't know. I don't know why people don't get their dogs trained. People will buy expensive dogs, but then they won't pay for training. And it just boggles my mind, you know, because it isn't. Everybody thinks it's people think that like being friends with me on Facebook or something, like knowing me peripherally, is gonna have some kind of impact on their dog, or they're gonna be picking up like the tip. Well, the tip is to train the damn dog. This dog has training, so it responds when I say no. You can't just be like, oh, my dog's untrained, and it barks when people come to the house. So I'm just going to get the dog to stop barking, screw the other training, and can go in my bed and go on the couch. Got 6 million dogs dying every year because of assholes that get dogs. Arrogant people that think that, oh, I was first in my class at, wherever, NYU. Yeah, oh, okay. But you can't train a dog. Were you first in the class with dog training? No, you weren't. You don't know what you're doing. It's a skill. And you can't just do the skill. You have to learn the skill, and you have to learn it from somebody. And thinking that you're going to learn it from a TV show is a huge mistake, because that dude doesn't know what he's doing. Dog trainers don't get bit. I haven't been bit in, I don't know, it's breaking up a dog fight. How many years? I don't know. In the 20s, 20, 25, I don't know. You see somebody that has a dog show and they get bit every show or every other show, that's a sign that you shouldn't be listening to what they say. You could, sort of like if you work with a dog, that's the deal. You just have to work with the person one-on-one. You can't do it online, man. I have to have the person right in front of me and say, no, dummy, you're holding the leash wrong. And physically put it in their hand the right way. And don't think that doesn't make a big difference. That's huge. And you have to have the right kind of leash. If you think, oh, okay, I got a nylon leash, and I'm going to hold the leash like him, you're an idiot. I said use nylon or biothane, and that's it. And I guarantee, everybody that thinks that they're doing the right way, I've had this happen. Somebody says, yeah, I know how to do it. Okay, show me how to do it. It's completely wrong. It's completely wrong. Arrogant people, man. I'm telling you. That's why dogs are dying. Once again, let me get back on subject. You have to do this repetitively, and you want to really do it daily. Work with the dog barking. Now, whether the dog should be in the crate, or when you're setting it up, like this dog's trained, so you put the dog, let's say the owner's in his house, the owner, the wife, and the kid. You put Merlin over there to sit, or in the down position would be better, down, and then you have the wife go outside, right? All right, honey, come back in 3 minutes later, but ring the doorbell or knock. And the one owner's right there and knows that this is going to happen, so you're going to get your correction within 1.3 seconds. So the dog knows you mean business. Wife knocks. No! Then you wait about 45 minutes or something. It's the husband's turn. Okay, I'm going to go down to the store, right? I'm going to text you when I'm coming back up. Put Merlin in the down position. The wife has the remote in her hand. She's going to do it. The dog starts picking up on her. If you don't do this, your dog's going to be stressed out. It's just going to be constantly stressed out. You have to set the dog up. Your dog gets on a bed. You want to train your dog not to be on a bed? Set it up. It's real simple. It's like Listen, if you were doing that to a human, you'd be screwing with their head. That's not a human, it's a dog, okay? So when I talk about the dog jumping on you and you're setting the dog up, trying to get it to jump on you, shucking it aside by saying no, you do the same thing with the bed. Put a leash on the dog, right? Right? Up, up, up. As soon as the dog gets on the bed, you're taking the leash and you're pulling the dog off the bed by saying no. It's a real forceful no. Try it again. Up, going up. If it gets on there, I'm telling you, by the third time, if I'm doing it, it's probably not doing it the second time. Because I'm right on it, I'm not pulling them off, they're coming off. I have the leash and I have it in my hand properly. They're coming off the bed. And I'm going to have an instant fucking attitude. If you did it with a human, you'd be fucking with the human's head. It's a damn dog. Stop thinking that your dog is a morphed little human being. It's not a morphed little human being. It's a canine. It's a subspecies of the wolf. They're dying right and left because you people are either cheap, you can't pay for dog training, or you're arrogant, you think you understand dogs, and you think, oh, well, I'm smart, I can train a dog. That has nothing to do with it. You don't know what you're doing. Can't watch a show or no, oh, I'll do it. And you certainly can't bonk the dog. So if you're watching that shit and somebody's telling you to roll up a towel and then tape it with duct tape, you're beating the dog, that's not good. That's not good because your dog's going to get hand shy, right? And it's not going to trust you. Don't hit the dog with anything. You can use a healing stick, teaching the dog to heal. You're bouncing it off the dog's chest, but it's up here and then it comes down and up. You're not hurting the dog. You're taking something and whacking the dog. Sorry, that's not a dog training tool. That's a gimmick. I don't even want to say the dude's names that are selling this on the internet. And you know what? You know what they're selling? They're selling that it's okay to be frustrated with your dog and lose it, and it's not. And believe me, I've been plenty frustrated with a dog. I got Tonka. I got Billy the Hedgehog. I get it. But as a dog trainer, I'm not going to okay you being frustrated and smacking the dog. No good, man. You're coming down like this. You're going to do this. You're going to make the dog hand shy. That's why generally you're not petting the dog on the head. You go to the chest. You can make a dog hand shy by just doing that. They see it in the peripheral, like a branch coming down, they're going to start doing that shit. So why are you hitting the dog with a fucking rolled up towel? Why are you listening to a dog trainer that clearly does it because they want money? It's about money with most people, which I can relate, but I don't know, it doesn't seem to be about money with me. I mean, how many times do I keep a dog longer? You know, the dog's not functioning right. You're staying because you're not going home fucking up. You have to be able to do it here so you can do it with the owners. It comes out of my pocket. I don't give a shit. There's things in life that are difficult, and some of those things in life that are difficult are worthwhile. You know, just because something that's easy doesn't necessarily mean that it's good. I don't know. I don't get you people that get dogs and just say, you know, give me a tip. Give me a tip. Give me a free tip. My free tip is to train your damn dog and spend time with it. Don't be buying stuff like BarkBox, leaving the damn stupid toys, which your dog doesn't need, on the ground. That causes that causes guarding behaviors. So your dog starts guarding its fucking toy that's inappropriate for the dog, and then they rip it up and eat that fluff material. Like, you can't spend the damn time with your dog training it. I know, you don't know what you're doing and you got the dog. You feel guilty, so you're going to buy BarkBox instead. You could have not buy BarkBox, send the damn dog off to a reputable dog trainer. Where do you find one of those? Good luck. I can't tell you what to look for. You know, to me it seems like common sense. Just ask the damn dog trainer, what is the dog going to learn why it's here? How hard is that? If the dog trainer says something like, oh, I'm going to make your dog more confident. Oh, really? Oh, great. That's great. You're not going to train any commands then? Okay. Here, take my $2,000. I'll pick it up in 30 days. That's the same damn dog. they should say, you should say, what is my dog going to learn? In my case, I say, sit down, walk here, heel, and kennel, all plot, taught as an implied stay, weave pulls, hold drop, advanced retrieving, dummy launcher, maybe frisbee, and problems are evicted while they're here. And that costs money. So don't write in the chat how much is it. Go look, and my price has gone up. Because all dogs are staying for 90 days now. Why? Because I want to make sure the damn dog is going back and it's solid. It's working good. If it's not working good for me, how's it going to work good for you? You couldn't train the dog in the first place, and you got it, bad habits. So if I got an adult coming, the puppies stay for 90 days now. If whatever it says on my website, all puppies stay for 90 days, that's it. It's unrealistic, anything less. That's it. So you pay for that. But the adults, 90 days. Because I haven't met an adult here that doesn't have some kind of really bad issue, and that has to be evicted, and it takes time. Somebody tells you, I'm going to fix your dog in 2 weeks, it's going to behave great, cost this amount of money, you're going to screw up your dog. Like one of these, like Sit Means Sit, or one of these companies around the, please. Do you want to know what Sit Means Sit does? This is what I was told. This is what I was told, okay, by somebody that worked for Sit Means Sit. What they do is they take the e-collar and they turn it up real high, just to under that point where the dog is going to make a vocalization, and then they start pulling the dog into heel. Really. So you train the dog with pain. You're not supposed to be using the e-collar, with pain stimulant. That's not it. It's not just punishment. You put it in real low, lower than a human can feel it. Okay? And if you don't have that experience, you're not going to be able to do it. People are like, okay, so I got the e-collar on the dog. The dog's not really doing anything at 1 or 2. I want to amp it up because I've got to get a response from the dog. Wrong. Dog's skin is different. They perceive the stimulation at a lower level than a human. But also on the same hand, your damn dog can jump in freezing cold water, come out of water, and shake it off and not die. Just keep walking. The dog will be fine. Us, we go in freezing cold water and we don't do something, we're dead. So you're talking about a dog, okay? It's not a human, it's not a more fluid human being. That's it. I'm gonna do it once more with Murr. Hang on. You're a good dog, Murr. And you might do this. You might do this as you're going out the door, right? At first, you might be saying no, because you know the dog's mind where it's going. I wouldn't be doing this with the damn dog when it came in because it had real bad separation anxiety. Do you understand? There was a lot of training before I would start doing this shit. You got time to do that? Maybe you shouldn't get a dog. Do you have a kid? Maybe you shouldn't get a dog. You ever think about that? Or if you do have a kid and you want a dog, maybe you better pony up some money and find somebody that can actually train the dog and knows what they're doing. Okay? Think about it before you get the dog. That's all I'm saying. See how Murr does. Murr's lying down. You're a good motherfucker, dude. See, he doesn't even lift his head up anymore. Anybody got any questions? Thank you, Ryuji. I appreciate that. Oh, Ryuji, really? Thank you. Oh, that's great. Any tips for a Catahoula owner? What do you mean? I just told you you're right. Yeah, stop being unrealistic. What do you mean, any tips? I just talked for 40 minutes about dogs and dog training. What do you think? Your Catahoula is something special? Hillsby was talking about this, like the person that gets like, like the dog, like I got a Catahoula. Yeah, they're good dogs. I don't know. What about it? There's no free tip. The free tip is train your dog. Peter, I have a question. Thought it might be off topic. Let me hear it, Evan. What is it? I should sit down, I have more shit to do today. Let me see if I can find it. Here's a chair. He did good, see? The owner asked me a while ago, how is he with that? And I was like, yeah, I've worked on this before. And I'll do more of this before we go back. But I'm telling you, dog training is asymmetrical. You can't really get the dog to, look at my robotic bear back there. I don't care if you leave, go ahead. Like, go ahead. Like, here, I'll get rid of you. Big baby. Yeah, what's the question, Evan? I will answer it. People on YouTube, but people on Facebook too, sorry. I don't know. Oh, bye. Okay, I'll get rid of you too. Okay, bye. Oh, that hurts. Do you know how many people I get rid of? I don't care. I've had a channel for almost 12 years. I only got 180 some thousand. Do you think I really care? It's past the point of me caring, okay? I'm a dog trainer. I don't need to be your best friend, okay? And that's another thing. Don't look for a dog trainer. There's a dog trainer in Brooklyn, right? Oh, she's great. No, she isn't. She's a food trainer. She's terrible with dogs. Won't work with large dogs. Only works with small dogs, and won't work with certain breeds. And any problems with aggression, she won't do it. My wife and I are doing some research about doves. I know you have birds, and we thought about doves as pets, but about them going to the bathroom all around the house is a major issue. Listen, birds, when they roost, and they all roost in one area, you could put paper underneath it and do it that way. But they will go to the bathroom like that. You can't, don't think you're going to litter box train a bird. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Even a duck, if a duck is roosting on the ground, you could put, I don't know, maybe like a plastic container in there with some kind of litter. Hopefully they wouldn't eat it, but maybe they'd have a tendency to sit in there, and then, or I was even thinking about, Kaki's cage just needs to be cleaned daily. If she's out, she goes to the bathroom, I gotta mop it up. So a lot of people with birds, they have those floors that they have in Florida. They're like Trizato or something. I don't know what it is. It's some kind of ceramic, so it's easier to get up. That's what I want to do in Sam's room. Is I've been mulling this over in my head for so long. I want to take Sam's room, make it even. I'm going to not pour stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it even with not like 1x2s or something like that, furring strips. Make it real even, put plywood over it, and then I'm going to put some kind of thing like that, like ceramic tile. It's just, it's a lot. I was in the Navy, I did plumbing, So I've done all the research, and the other option is to pour this concrete stuff in there that levels the floor. It just sounds like I'd be more comfortable leveling it with wood, putting a subfloor on. I don't know, but that's what people use. So, if you had a dove, right? Let me tell you about dove real quick. You would want to get one, and you would want to get it young. And pigeons are great. Pigeon, dove, it's the same thing. If you can find somebody that can get you a real young dove, and you keep it in a small area with you, right? The bird will bond to you. If you get two birds, they're not going to bond to you. You need at least the one to bond to you. And then if you want another dove, then you do the same thing, but you keep the other dove or pigeon in another area while the new dove is bonding to you. But you want to get it young. You want a young bird. Young. I mean, Remy was days old. She had an air sac injury, and the bird sticks to me like glue. Sam came at 3 weeks, my raven. My son Solar, he was born here, right? And he wants to wrestle with me, you know. If you have a bird and pigeons, they'll sort of like bite, but it doesn't hurt, right? Sam, if he wants to, he hasn't been lately, but if he wants to, he can, you know, that beak will hurt. Parrots will bite, they'll hurt. So know that if you're gonna get some kind of parrot or something, it might bite you. So don't be like, oh, the bird hates me. If it, you know, like if a bird, you get a bird and it doesn't want to be around you, no good. You want the bird, like if it bites you, it likes you. It's not afraid of you. And how you make them like you is like maybe you put the dove, you have like a relatively like, you have a small room or something, you put the dove in there, the pigeon, close the door, and then you interact with the dove, you know, and let it bond 3, 4, 5, 6 months. You'll know because the bird will fly up on your shoulder and shit. A bathroom even, maybe why, you know, it's an issue. They will go, but if you know you have one bird, okay, you have one dove or 2 doves, it's centrally located and you know where they're gonna roost. Not that big of a deal. If you have more than one bird, you don't want them in an area. You could keep them out of the area. I hope that was helpful. Birds are great. They make great pets. They're very smart. They are. People don't get it. They have a, like, in comparison to their body, their brain is sort of small, but it's like a real high neural density. They're different. They have a different brain than like a mammal brain, and they're all smart. There's not a dumb bird. A dumb bird does not exist. Which, interesting, one of the birds that, like if you, like the owl, a lot of the brain, like is all about like the optic, you know. So they have these big eyes that sort of takes up some area. So their brain is not as big as like in comparison to like a pigeon's, if you're talking about body, you know, brain ratio. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's all this space because they got these big eyes they see at night. And it's always the wise old owl, which is sort of weird. We read doves were easy. We figured we'd be easy start. You explained ravens and parrots are sort of outside learning. Yeah, but get one dove at a time and make sure it's young. Okay? Make sure it's young. You want a young dove. That is the Vizsla that is up on it. Now I might use the collar and say no, but he's getting it. He's pretty cool. He is pretty nice dog. I don't know, man. I have trouble with his name. I have it written down phonetically. I'll get it eventually. I don't want to say it because if I keep saying it wrong, I'll keep saying it wrong. Okay? But it's a great dog. It's no reflection. Man, I had this Shiba, Balzit. That's his name. Balzit. Means buns. Means buns. That's. It's Chinese, and it was just like, what? What's his name? And they said, oh, just call him Buns. And I'm like, I'll get his name, just give it to me. That was, you know, I'm used to English. I don't really speak any other language, so I'm terrible with, you know. Do I make art? I make art. I'm an artist. And my YouTube channel has art-related stuff. Facebook. So I make animatronic art for galleries, but I also make stuff for, videos that I make or whatever. I don't know. So no, I don't make stuff for like Hollywood or anything. Anybody have any questions? I have to go work that dog. I also have to go get chicken for the dogs. I hope it's probably not too late. Gotta go do it. What's up, LDO? No, it's not here. It's not on the property. That I didn't make. That wasn't made. See, people don't get it. Don't get it, If I did make it, it wouldn't look like that, for sure. I shaved last night because I was so sick of this. Like, doesn't it suck? Like, there's this point where it's like, I can't stand the damn beard. It's like, it's gotta come off. It's like itchy or something, with my fucking itching. And it's gross. No good. No good. Who's here? I know Rhea G is. That's awesome. Let me see Rhea G. Anyway, I gotta go get chicken. So I'm gonna go because Walmart will sell out, and they're starting to have chicken again. I don't. In between stages of beards, I can't really grow a full one, so I sort of can. It's patchy. I look sort of like Wolf Boy. No, it's not. That Bigfoot head was willed to me by my father. It's not. So, I can't really get a full beard. I've heard that. So maybe I just get it to this point where it's bothersome. I just can't take it anymore, and I shave it off. Because like, if I had a full beard, and then there's like this patchy shit over here, like, hey Wolf Boy, what are you doing? I don't want people screaming that at me. That's as bad as like when I have my glass eye out and I'm wearing a patch. I've had people scream, hey Pirate Boy. Pretty rude. Hey Snake Plissken. Pretty mean. Very mean. I gotta go get chicken. Got stuff coming up though. I've been working on stuff for the green screen. The robotic bear. I also got I got Elephant Boy. Here, let me get Elephant Boy. Hey, knock it off. I use this on green screen. It's like a puppet now, and I'll paint these green, right? So I can move the arms. So I'll be behind it either in a green suit or green gloves, and then there's like a stick that'll go in his head so I can get head movement like that. Maybe I can do something like this. Like, I don't know. I'm working on it. I was thinking maybe if I had, I'd like it if the head could move, but I could also move his body, right, at the same time, because what I've found is that if you green screen something and you're just doing this, oh, no, wait a minute. You can just do this as long as the background video is moving. It'll look like this is moving. Do you know what I'm saying? I sometimes forget. That's how it is. It's like, it reminds me a lot of printmaking. It's very much like that. You have to like think in reverse. It's real weird. I like it though. I like it. I do. I like it a lot. So,
That's a robotic bear. I'm gonna do another robot. It's gonna be rusty, like a rusty robot. I've been enjoying the videos. Yeah, they're rough, but you know, it's just like there's this point where if like art isn't, if it's too taxing, right? You're trying to get it too perfect, it ends up being not fun. So I always have taken the approach of it gets better as you go. So bring it to a point where it's finished, and then do another one, and then do another one, and then do another one. Like always work in a series, because that way you could look at the series, you can see the progression. And that's usually what somebody's going to review you. They want to see that. So does a gallery. They want you to work in series to see really where the shit's going. So I picked up on that early, like in the 80s, that's what they want. They want artists to work in series. And then when I'm dead, you know, if somebody's looking at my work, it'll make more sense. What's my least favorite medium? I don't have one. I don't have a least favorite, and I don't have a favorite, really. Right now I'm doing green screen, but I'm also doing three-dimensional stuff for the green screen. I don't have a favorite. Just make stuff, and whatever I'm making at the time, I guess that's my favorite. Don't, you know. I don't know, I might pick up a brush and do paintings. I don't know. I mean, I've done that before. I don't work in alabaster, I'll tell you that. I guess that's my least favorite. I don't think I'm getting a chisel out and working, but I might. You never know. You know, like the robot bear, he'd look bitchin' in alabaster. But see, if I had a lot of money, I'd do a Jeff Koons, and I'd say I want that in alabaster and have him made in alabaster. Do you understand what I'm saying? But generally, and it's not even generally, I make everything. I don't have the money to have people help me produce stuff. So if a gallery galleries will give artists money to produce shit, but that's like if, you know, in lieu of sales, but the gallery has to have money to be able to do that. I don't really work with anybody that has money. What the hell? Oh, light bulb. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I gotta go get chicken. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. Bye.